Greetings, loved ones. Let's take a journey.
It's time for an Amanda Exclusivo. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. My guest today is best known for playing Dina on the hit NBC show Superstore, and now her new single is out. Cool story, bro. Please welcome my favorite assistant manager. It's Lauren Ash. Hey,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited you're here. As I was telling you before, I'm loving the new hair.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I love blonde. I went blonde and all of a sudden my life changed. And I said to my blonde girlfriends, I was like, you've been gatekeeping this. There's a period of time where I didn't pay for valet in LA. I didn't pay for a drink. There was a man on a Segway who fell off. And I was like, is this just what it's like for you all the time, you blondes? And my friends were like, yeah, kind of. I was like, well, listen, I'll never go back.
Yeah, you were just saying you're never going to go back to Dina hair again.
No need. No need. End of
But
an era.
before we talk about your music, we got to dive into Superstore because I'm a super fan. And I love
Please.
Dina. I love the sass level. I love how she puts everyone in her place. So, was that hard for you to channel at all?
You know, it's interesting because I think that she and I have some commonalities, but I think we're actually quite different. And so I am like Dina in that I am very loyal. I'm a rule follower. I think rules exist for a reason, these kinds of things. I'm an animal lover. But the difference between us is I'm not a confrontational. I hate confrontation. I will do
Oh,
anything
me
to
too.
avoid confrontation. And yeah, so definitely her level of just well, I guess I would call myself a typical Canadian passive aggressive, and I would call it Dina more of an aggressive aggressive. So that's I think really one of the key differences there.
Oh, I like that. I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that. But what was your favorite episode from Superstore? Do you still have your sexy cop costume?
Of course I do. Absolutely.
Oh,
They made me
good.
pay for that. They made me pay for that, believe it or not, but I own it.
What?
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. I was just like, really? Okay, take my money, I guess. No one else should be wearing this, by the way. Like it was made for me. I don't know who is gonna buy this and want this. Creepy. Um, my favorite episode I've always said is episode season 3, episode 20, gender reveal, because that is the episode that I wrote. So I have a very special place in my heart for that episode.
Oh, that is a good episode. And I love the
Yeah.
all-nighter where all of you are stuck in the store. And another one, obviously, delivery day. So th-
Yes.
that had to be a fun one for you. And Dina was Glenn and Jerusha's surrogate, right? So what was that like?
Well, it's interesting because I felt like I was pregnant forever on the show. Went over the
I'm
course of
aware.
2 seasons, and it was like I just the belly just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like it was, I feel like I was in some semblance of a fake pregnancy belly for some time. But what was really fun was there was I think it was in delivery day. Was it in delivery day or was it in gender reveal? There, whenever she gets the ultrasound at the beginning, we had to put a prosthetic on me. It had to look like I was really pregnant in real life. It had to look like flesh. It wasn't just like an under the clothes belly. And when I was a kid, my mom pranked me and she scared me. She told me that she was going out as I was getting into the shower, but she actually stayed in the house. And then when I got out of the shower, she jumped out and scared me and I peed all over the floor.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I never got her back. And so looking at myself in this pregnancy belly, I was like, this is my time. And so I sent her a picture of like a mirror selfie and I was like, sorry, I didn't know how to tell you.
Oh my
And
God.
then she calls me, and I had Ben Feldman in the makeup trailer film her on speakerphone with me. And she's going, what are you talking about? What's going on? And I was like, I just didn't know how to tell you because I had just gone through a breakup too at the time.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I just gone through this breakup, like I did whatever. And she's like panicking. And then finally I was like, it's a joke, it's a prank. And then she immediately knew and she went, you know what? That's fair. She knew that it was like a 20-year later payback. So that was a very fond memory of mine of that pregnancy belly for sure.
This wasn't an April Fool's joke, was it?
No, this was just it was time. It was like I saw an opportunity. I was like, you know what? I never got her back for that prank. And now is I just it was like it was like the Eminem lyrics. It's like if you had one opportunity, would you capture it or let it slip? And I captured it.
Good for you. Are you a
Yeah.
prankster in real life, though? You like that kind of stuff?
I was on a show called Scare Tactics for a very long time and we pranked people. And so I think I'm just inherently potentially good at pranks. I don't think that I typically prank people too often, although we did prank Ben Feldman on Superstore pretty well. He often gets mistaken for actor BJ Novak. And so Colton, who plays Garrett, and I made up an elaborate ruse where we had every department on the set in on this joke. And so we changed overnight, we changed everything. His chair back, we changed to BJ Novak. The metal parking sign on his parking spot, we changed to BJ Novak. The sides, like the little script you get every day, we changed to BJ Novak. His trailer dressing room door, BJ Novak. We changed everything. And he did not take at first he didn't take it well, and I was like hiding to like film his reaction, and he was like, Lauren, I see you, I love you, go fuck yourself, or he said something like that. And then I the next day he was like, that was incredible. He was like, I needed a day to process, but that was the greatest prank ever. So I guess maybe I do like pranks, but I don't do them very often.
Well, that's a great story. Ben has been on my channel before and he never told me that, but he
I'm
did
sure he
tell me.
didn't. I'm sure he
I'm
didn't.
glad you're here to say something. But it seems like
Listen,
all of you are still really close. And he told me you guys
yeah,
do dinners and stuff. So what's been like
we
the
do.
on
It
Superstore cast outing for you?
Oh my gosh. Well, early on, we took a cast trip to Vegas that was pretty memorable. And what was amazing was we were doing all the like traditional Vegas things, and we went into this one nightclub. I don't know which one it was. It was one of the ones anyway. And we got like the private table and the bottle service and whatever. And so I guess someone involved in the planning of this trip had told them like, oh, it's the cast of this TV show. But at that time, the TV show had not come out yet. So we had been filming it, but it had not aired. And I'll never forget the like DJ was like was in the booth, was like, everybody, welcome to whatever Club Dread. We've got the cast of Superstore, and everyone was like, who? What? Like, what is this? Like, it hadn't aired. And what I love is that there was no irony. Like, that guy didn't acknowledge the fact that maybe they wouldn't know, anyone would know who we are. But yeah, it was a very, very fun, debaucherous trip for sure.
It sounds like fun. And I love seeing all the pictures. Not only were you on Superstore, you were on Not Dead Yet. So
Yes.
still keep in touch with that cast. And what was it like working with Brad Garrett and Gina
Oh my
Rodriguez, Hannah Simone?
Yes, Gina and Hannah and I, and Josh Banday, oh, and Rick Glassman. I'm in touch with all of them actually. That whole cast, wonderful experience. And it's funny because I had such a good experience on Superstore, and we were such good friends that I was coming into Not Dead Yet, and I was like, oh my gosh, like how is this going to be? I've been very lucky. Like the fact that I had two back to back where everyone was lovely and we genuinely became friends. Like really, it is not lost on me how what a gift that is, because they're not always like that. So it was a joy. Gina is an angel on earth. I sing her praises forever. She's amazing. Hannah and I still very close. Josh, Rick, great, just a great group. And Brad Garrett, he came into season 2. He obviously played my character's father. He's incredible. He's such an amazing scene partner. And I had a lot of like emotional heavy lifting to do that season. And I was so blessed and grateful that I had someone who is as an amazing scene partner as Brad was. He was amazing, hilarious, lovely, kind, like everything you want in a coworker. But then also just like such a great actor. It was a treat for me to get to play those scenes with him.
No, he's great. And obviously I watched Everybody Loves Raymond. Let's go. I'm sure you were just as excited, right?
Oh, he's iconic. He's a legend. Like it was,
Yeah.
yeah, it was truly a pleasure. Yeah, it was the best.
No, and you've worked with legends too. And also like I've noticed too, I've watched obviously like your funny videos on your Instagram. You're so outgoing and so funny. Like, have you ever considered doing stand-up too?
I've done stand up a few times. I don't love it. I come from a Second City background, so I started out doing improv and sketch comedy, and I'm really more of a team player. Like I like it's like team sports versus solo sports. Like I could do stand up. I have done it. It went well. It just doesn't like light me up. Like I really prefer to be with buddies, to be with friends, and like see kind of shared that creative experience together. That's just more gratifying for me.
Oh, I love that. Listen, you can come on here anytime. We could talk all day about whatever you want.
I
You're
love
great.
it. I love it.
But congrats on the new single, or should I say, cool story, Lauren.
Thank you. I'll take it.
So,
Absolutely.
and it was also a Superstore reunion. So, how did the single come about, and how much fun did you have making the music video? It's great, by the way.
Thank you so much. So listen, I've always done music my whole life. Like since I was a kid, I got my first guitar when I was 13. I really wanted to be a musician. Like I wanted to be a rock star. Acting, I was like, whatever. I really want to do music. but I chose to go to acting school. I chose to go down that route. And so that kind of obviously became my focus. I've done quite well, but I've always played music. And so 2 years ago, I was like, you know what? Why don't I do this? Like, let's see what happens. So for my birthday, I threw a giant concert and I hired a band. We played a set of cover songs and I made it like a real concert. Like
Oh,
there was merch. I had a merch table with shirts and hats and all these things. I did a fake photo photo shoot for Rolling Stone, and I blew up the photos and I put them all around.
great.
And I played this video before the show for my all of my friends and family. And I was like, listen, I'm asking for you to show up for me today. Like, I've done something nice for you in your life. That's why you're here. Like, I want you to scream and sing and dance and whatever. And it was the greatest night of my life. Everybody showed up. I felt like I was the biggest rock star in the world. And I was like, I got to do this. So that's when and I've always written music, I've always written songs. And so that's when I started releasing music. My first single, Now I Know, charted on Billboard, which was incredible. And it was just like such a fun, cool thing to see happen. So over the course of the like a year and a half, I released Now I Know, I released The One Who Got Away. And then I started working with some new producers up in Toronto, which is where I'm from, and we released Pathological. And then I went through an absolutely like earth-shattering breakup and started writing breakup music. I kept saying, I was like, this is my jagged little pill. This is just what it's going to be. And so we wrote Cool Story Bro, and along with a lot of other songs. This past February, I do my first big concert in Toronto. It's my first Canadian concert. And I was like, I'm just going to play all this new music that's unreleased, all of these songs. So at this point, I had released Pathological, I had released Whiplash, but there was like, I want to say 6 or 7 new songs in this set. And Cool Story Bro was the one that people like went nuts for. Like people who have not heard any of this, nobody's heard this music, right? And so in that moment, I was like, I have to release this next and I got to make it a moment because people seem to really be responding to like the theme of the song, all of the above. And so I reached out to my friend Justin, who has an amazing company called That Good Graphic in Toronto, about a music video. And I kind of gave him a very loose, like my idea was like, I was like, maybe I'm in a room and I'm like, right, because it's the whole song is like writing a letter, right? And so I was like, maybe I'm writing a bunch of letters and whatever. And then he just like took it from there. And I love the video so much. I love that he made a Cool Story Bro N64 game. Like, I don't even understand how you would do that. I just think it's like, oh, it's so cool that like I'm in a video game. Like, how amazing is that?
Awesome.
And then it was his idea to do all the stick figures and that whole thing too, all the different like ways to potentially kill somebody. It's all a joke, obviously. But yeah, we shot it in an afternoon in Toronto, and I just am like blown away by how it turned out. I feel like it's so fun, and it was also one of those things where I had asked the Superstore cast to make me some video and other friends of mine in my life as well to make me some videos to do a big kind of like opening video for my concerts, which I do. I did in the February show and I will in my May show I have in Hamilton in Canada. But I was like, well, why don't I repurpose some of these? Like, why don't I take little bits from it and do a Superstore reunion for the beginning of this video? And I think it just turned out so well. I mean, there's truly no people on the planet I would rather be roasted by than my close Superstore friends. So it was
I
awesome.
love that. That's amazing. And I'm so happy that everyone was able to come together for you. That's so great. And you're a busy woman, Lauren. You have your podcast as well, right? With
Yeah.
your cousin Christy, True Crime and Cocktails. So when did you start getting into crime and stuff like that? I never really knew that about you.
I actually, when I was a really little kid, I would go over to my grandparents' house, like if my mom was going out or something. So like on a Friday or a Saturday night, I can't remember which night it aired, but I would go upstairs. My grandparents would be like watching TV in the living room. I would go upstairs to their bedroom and I would watch Unsolved Mysteries. And I was too young. I was too young. Should
Define
not have been
too young.
consuming it. What's that?
It's a define too young. How old were
Oh
you?
gosh, 7, 8, like
Oh,
too
wow.
young.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
young.
Way too young. And but that's where like this like a fascination began for me with like crime and mystery and all of those things. And then I got really into the X-Files when that came out. But I've always had a like big Dateline obsession, 2020. Again, from the time I was like, I'm like a little old lady. Like I was born at age 85 or something, I swear to God. But so I was so excited when the Unsolved Mysteries came back on Netflix a few years ago, and I had a different podcast at that time called Giving It Up for Less, and it was early pandemic. And so we were doing this, we were doing things over Zoom for the first time. And I said to my cousin, I was like, hey, why don't you come on the podcast and we'll just talk about unsolved mysteries because we both love it so much. And it was the best episode of that podcast, the most listened to. And the whole time I was like, oh, this is the show. Like this is what the show should be. It should be her and I. Like this is gold. And so I basically was like, I think I need to pivot, and we pivoted and started the show together. And Christy was kind of like, I'll do it as long as like I don't have to be on camera, right? And I was like, no, it's an audio medium. Cut to like 6 weeks later, I'm leading her out onto the Kelly Clarkson show stage. Like,
I
oops, like
saw.
guess I accidentally bamboozled you a little bit. But it's been amazing. It's been such a cool, fun journey. We've got over like 200 episodes, I want to say now. We've been going for
Awesome.
almost 5 years, and it's just been like such a joy. It's such a joy to get to do with her. Like I said, I'm a team sport player. I like to do things with
Yeah,
other people, and she shines so brightly in that show. It's like a pleasure for me to like get to be a part of.
I love that. Oh, who's this?
This has been, if you heard any strange jingling earlier, she was just giving a little shake off. So
I
yeah.
didn't hear anything. Well, I'm so
Well,
happy Bean's able to make an appearance. Hi, Bean.
yes. Listen, she's in high demand. We're gonna have to probably we'll just talk to her agent after the fact. We'll make sure that like she's all covered. You know what I mean?
I get it. I mean, I didn't know I was interviewing her too.
Listen, she'll take any opportunity for screen time. Let's just say, okay?
No, I'm so glad.
She's a
But she's
star.
more
She's
than
a star.
welcome to stay.
I love it.
We're down for now. But Lauren, like what's next for you? Your music, the podcast. Is there gonna be a Superstore spin-off? What's going on?
Well, listen, I'm actually up in Toronto right now. I'm filming a new baking show. I'm hosting a baking show, which is
Oh,
so fun. Yeah, so it's called there's kind of two sections. There's Halloween Bake Shop and Holiday Bake Shop. I'm very very excited about that. It's like I've always wanted to host something. Like maybe this is how we can play into my potential stand-up comedy abilities.
love it.
So that's been super fun. That's going to come out in the fall. Podcast is ongoing. We're recording, every week. We take the odd week off, but we're pretty like on a schedule now. We've been in a good pocket for again almost 5 years, which is crazy to think about. And the music, yeah, I have an album. So I have an album worth of music. My plan is to release it in the fall and hopefully do like some a little bit of touring to support that. And I'm continuing to write music. I actually, after we're done today, I'm heading to a studio to write more music. And it's just been, it's really interesting because I've really loved this journey in music, and I've really loved being able to be creative in a way that is different than my full-time job, which is acting, which is a joy. But it's so fulfilling for me to get to do something that like uses a different part of my creative brain. And so I'm pushing it all over my socials, obviously, because the algorithm also likes to bury anything that isn't Superstore related when it comes to me. And there's this perception from people that are like, "Oh, so you gave up acting to do singing?" And I'm like, "No, like what are you talking about?" I was like, "My livelihood is being an actor." Like I just think it's so interesting that people feel like it's like you got to choose one thing and do one thing, and that's just never, I feel like, been my personal style. I'm somebody who also like doesn't really love being idle. I like having projects, having things to do. I often also say to people, like, I don't have children, and I'm at an age where a lot of people my age do have children. And I'm like, so I have time. I have time to pursue these things that bring me the most joy. And much like friends of mine are posting online about the things they're doing with their kids. I'm like, well, those songs are my children, and that's what I'm spending my time doing. So,
Well, and Bean.
um, and being listen, oh my God, listen,
Yes.
that's a
Don't
joyous
forget. Come on.
other full-time job, certainly. But yeah, I'm setting the record straight here that just because I'm pursuing music and doing that does not mean that that's the sole focus. I feel like there's enough hours in the day that I want to have it all, and why not have it all?
I love that. I'm glad that you said it here. I mean,
Yes.
you tell me anything. I love it. But but before you go, Lauren, I was wondering if we could play a game.
I love games.
Oh, good. Okay, perfect. So what I do, it's called the speed round. I'm going to ask you as many questions as I can. Don't worry, it's about you. Within a
Okay.
minute. Mostly like
Yeah.
this or that or very random stuff. And we'll see how you do. One of my guests that I've had the record is 20. So
Okay.
we'll see how you can do. So I'm gonna turn up my volume so you can hear a little bit when the timer goes off. But let me
Fantastic.
know Let me know when you're ready, and
All I've heard is the goal to beat is 20. That's all I've heard. I'm a Scotch competitive. This is where the Dina Fox comes out, and I'm ready to go. So what I'm hearing is I got to get more than 20. Great.
yes. And if not, then you just come back on, and then I just brag about you every interview that I do.
Absolutely. Done.
All right, Lauren, let me know when you're ready, and I'm going to start the timer.
All right. I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Pancakes or French toast?
Pancakes.
Your Superstore BFF?
Nico Santos.
Celebrity crush?
Pedro Pascal.
NYC or Toronto?
Toronto.
Supermarket cart or basket?
Basket.
Your favorite cocktail?
Ooh, Cosmo.
Your favorite crime show?
A Dateline.
Target or Walmart?
Target.
Canada Goose or Canada Dry?
Ooh, Canada Dry.
Dating apps or when it happens, it happens?
When it happens, it happens.
Sherlock Holmes or Nancy Drew?
Nancy Drew.
Your favorite board game?
Ooh. Oh, Settlers of Catan.
Sing in the shower or in the car?
Do I have to choose?
Both. Okay, what was your first concert?
Green Day.
Electric or manual toothbrush?
Manual.
Sweet and savory or hot and spicy?
Sweet and savory.
Hand dryer or paper towel?
Paper towel.
Gift
Sorry.
card or present?
Present.
Oh, the timer's up now. You got 18.
Oh, so close.
We're
I love it.
Close. You
I
did
love it.
great though, but let me finish. Okay, so
Okay,
what was
please.
your favorite after school activity?
Oh, I love now. Now I'm like, now I'm really going to take my time with the answers.
Take your time. It's over.
Fantastic. I mean, I was in a lot of different things. Spoiler alert, I did a lot of different things. I was on the basketball team. I organized all the coffee houses. That was in high school, but in grade school, I would say my favorite after school activity was probably, yeah, basketball or choir, singing.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
What was your senior prom theme?
Under the Stars? It was pretty basic.
I don't even remember mine.
I don't either, but I remember I'm pretty sure it was Under the Stars because there was a lot of stars. And I remember there's a picture of me holding like a styrofoam star. So I believe it was Under the Stars.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now that
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it, I don't think we had one.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no.
All I know is my hair was very crunchy. Like I had like some tight curls and lots of glitter. I'm a little bit older than you. So we were big into like how much glitter can you get into your hair at that time.
That's one of my things. I am not a glitter girl.
Listen, everybody was in like the early 2000s. I swear to God, that's
sure.
all we did. Yeah.
Lauren, how do you feel about reality TV? Yay or nay?
I feel very good about it.
You do? What do you watch?
I have very specific reality TV
Let's hear it.
feelings. I love Love is Blind passionately.
Yes.
Passionately. I love Temptation Island. That's to me. I love F Boy Island. I love 90 Day Fiance. I love Vanderpump Rules. I never got into like The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. I never got into like Survivor, The Amazing Race, like none of those, but like the trashy dating shows. And Vanderpump are like my two biggest for sure.
Bachelor girl through and through.
Okay.
Love The Golden Bachelor, love The Bachelor in Paradise, all of that. I watch everything. It's like like your crime for you when you were like 8, I started watching The Bachelor when I was like 7 or 8.
Gotcha. Well, then it's a love it's like the Blue Jays won the World Series when I was 9 years old, and I'm a Toronto Blue Jays fan for life. It's like it has to capture you at the right moment, and then it
Yes.
has its claws in you for good.
And Love is Blind is great.
Oh,
I love it. I love the concept. I actually saw Sebastian Maniscalco live and he was talking about the show and he's like, you're talking to a wall. You're getting to know a wall. Like,
yeah.
why?
My only qualm with Love is Blind
Let's hear it.
is I want to see only real people in there. I want to see, because everyone pretty much is like fairly gorgeous. Like I don't feel like we've ever had anybody on Love is Blind that's like below an 8. Like and I'm speaking in those, it's not my term, but you know what I'm saying.
I understand.
In TV terms, in reality TV terms, I want to see a season where it's truly just everyday people from a city, not people who are all gorgeous, like people from all different walks of life. Like that's what I want to see.
I love that.
Yeah, make it more realistic. You know what I mean? Because again, I'm like, I don't feel like there's anytime anybody's like, I'm not really into them. I'm like, oh, come on. Because what? They're like, there's like something slight. Like they're all gorgeous. Come on.
They are. It's not fair. And I just look and I'm like, wow, they're so pretty. It's unfair.
Right. All I'm saying is I'm challenging the casting people. You know what I mean? Let's shake it up.
Lauren, let's do it together. I mean, let's tell everyone, be like, Amanda and Lauren have a great idea.
Exactly.
We
Exactly.
gotta
It's called Love is Averagely Blind. And there you go.
I love it. Love is averagely blind.
Right?
That's what you and I have to work on. You said you love projects and you're a team player. So here I am. Let's
All
get
right.
something going.
Let's go.
I love it.
Yep. I'll get the treatment written in the next 2 hours again. Just
Perfect.
constantly ready to go.
I'll come to Canada. We can work on it together. Never
Easy
been.
peasy. It's beautiful up here. It's beautiful.
But I can't thank you enough for coming on. And I hope that you'll come back sometime soon and we can catch up some more.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Amanda.